Hello, thank you for joining me today on my empowerment series, helping you fill the gap in your business succession plan. My name is Annette Manius, and I owned a business for 31 years. I sold my business to three people that worked for me and had a very successful exit. For me, a successful exit was being able to have that legacy and look back and say, I started that business, they've grown it, they've continued with the business. So it was a very good exit. So today in chapter 8, we're going to talk about now that it's all said and done. This is a chapter in my course that I created a course for business succession because when I started to plan my business succession, I had no one really to guide me. So I had to kind of figure it out myself. So I thought, I'm going to let other people in on what that really looks like once you've done all of the tactical things, signed the agreements, the valuation, all of that, then you have your exit. Well, there's a gap in between where if you're selling to someone that works for you, or maybe a family member, or like a friend of mine did, she sold to someone who was in her industry that wanted to own a business. So there's a gap in there that needs to be filled. And that's what my course will walk you through. So check it out on hellbenttosell.com. Yes, I did say hellbenttosell.com because we're all hellbent to sell our business. So today is chapter 8, and it's called Now That It's All Said and Done. Basically, what that means to me is that you've done all this work, you've done all the plan, and they're going to take the business. And now, what is it for you? Now that it's all said and done, what is it for you? What does that look like for you? And it's different for everybody. For me, I knew that I needed to educate people on my journey because I felt like it was very important to to have my journey documented to help other people. The other thing that I have done is I have become emotional intelligence certified. So I will incorporate that into the business succession and also emotional intelligence for leaders. So it's two separate things, and it goes into my course, or it stands by itself. So more to come about that. Um, but my lesson about now that it's all said and done that's in my course is very thought provoking because it's very personal for you. It was for me. I had to think about, that company is not me anymore. I will not be the CEO, president of the company. I won't be an employee there. I consulted with them for a little while to make sure that things were running fine. And but now what? Unfortunately, you see people who don't have a plan now that it's said and done, and they just linger or languish. You hear stories about people who retire and then 2 years later they pass away. And I think part of that is because they've lost their zest for things and really don't know what to do with their lives. So I'm always shocked when I talk with people um, at a certain age that most people are out enjoying themselves or golfing or traveling or whatever it is. And I say, well, why are you still working? Why are you still owning this business? And they look at me and say, what else would I do? And, to me, there's more to life than that. There's a whole lot more out there, but everybody's different. So, and I do know that some people, they like to work, like to have that, and they will always have that. And that's, fine. It's like a lifestyle business. So it just depends on what you want. I've seen people who still own the business but are pretty hands off, so they will be out golfing or traveling or whatever they want to do. And but still, for me, that business was in my mind 24/7, 365, no matter what I was doing. I mean, I've traveled a lot, I've done a lot of things, but that business was always in my mind. And you can't, when you own a business, you just don't get away from it. And, so it's okay if that's what you want. For me, it was not what I wanted. I wanted something different for my life. So that's what this chapter is in the course. And it's very thought provoking. I kind of take you through my thought process. I've got, like every other chapter in the course, I have a worksheet that helps you work through that for yourself. Like I said, it's a different journey for everybody. So it helps you to have conversations with yourself, and maybe even conversations with friends, family, whoever it is. And but this chapter in my course will help you go through that and determine what is the best thing for you to do now that it's all said and done. Um, so, like I said, this is my ninth chapter. So, if you haven't seen the first eight, you should go back and watch those as well. They are very thought-provoking about, when I say fill the gap. I felt like there really was a gap in between. Okay, now I'm selling this um, to these people. Now what do I do? Do I, how do they, how do we incorporate them into the day to day after 31 years? How do I step back while they're stepping forward, and how to, it's that whole thing. So that's what my course walks you through, is that piece of it. There's an extra bonus in there, which is pretty cool. So I videoed the people that bought the business, and about how the transition went, what they would have done better, what we thought they did well, and how things went. Now, that was my first attempt at video, so please don't pay attention to the video. It's really kind of bad. But the words, the content is priceless. And if you want it, if you are to the point of who your successor or successors are going to be, it'd be really good for them to see this course, and also see that bonus where I talk to my successors. So it's uncut. It's them talking about it. And like I said, don't pay attention to the video. It was my first attempt. So um, anyway, thank you so much. And you remember, hellbent to sell.com. And I hope that you found this beneficial, and that I will see you on another video. Thank you.